You can grow into something new. I could be anything that I set my mind to. I do what I need, I can push right through. Fight through those things that are holding me back from the life that I like to have. I'm like, give me time, I'll be just fine. You thought I was worth leaving behind, get out of your mind. I'll come back better than ever, no matter the weather. Greater than I've ever been, that's my new endeavor. Woo. I work hard so the sweat coming off my chin. On par with the greatest that I've ever done it. I'm new, coming back better than before. But don't look at me, cause you closed the door. So watch out and fear me now. I can get real mean if you sell me out. I can get real green, got me hulking now. I don't forget those things, don't hear me loud. I focus on myself, I focus on my health. The greatest revenge is building up yourself, your life and your drive, building up your wealth, becoming something better than you've ever felt. If you got dreams that you're chasing, the fear in your life, stand up and face it. Ain't nobody coming to help, you're all alone in this world, in this life, embrace it. I know it might seem hard, it might seem tough, it may sound rough, but this state of mind will get you through a lot of stuff and keep you accountable to stay strong when it's tough. No help, I do it by myself, couldn't even tell that I've been through well. But on the other side came a soldier, much bolder, standing broad shoulders. Step aside and give me the controller, I came here to win, I don't lose, high roller. I wanna be the best in the game, yeah I came to play and invest, stay colder. No matter how I do feel, I still gotta prove that I'm better. I never say never, I work all alone, I don't work together. I got big moves and they coming soon. I'ma be a tycoon in the boardroom. Everything is fine-tuned, got no excuse. Coming back like new anytime I move. Push past all the pain that you're going through. It won't last if you move how you wanna move. Get lost in the work that you gotta do to be someone better. You can grow into something new. I could be anything that I set my mind to. I do what I need, I can push right through. Fight through those things that are holding me back from the life that I like to have. I'm like, give me time, I'll be just fine. You thought I was worth leaving behind, get out of your mind. I'll come back better than ever, no matter the weather. Greater than I've ever been, that's my new endeavor. Woo. I work hard so the sweat coming off my chin. On par with the greatest that I've ever done it. I'm new, coming back better than before. But don't look at me, cause you closed the door. So watch out and fear me now. I can get real mean if you sell me out. I can get real green, got me hulking now. I don't forget those things, don't hear me loud. I focus on myself, I focus on my health. The greatest revenge is building up yourself, your life and your drive, building up your wealth, becoming something better than you've ever felt. If you got dreams that you're chasing, the fear in your life, stand up and face it. Ain't nobody coming to help, you're all alone in this world, in this life, embrace it. I know it might seem hard, it might seem tough, it may sound rough, but this state of mind will get you through a lot of stuff and keep you accountable to stay strong when it's tough. No help, I do it by myself, couldn't even tell that I've been through well. But on the other side came a soldier, much bolder, standing broad shoulders. Step aside and give me the controller, I came here to win, I don't lose, high roller. I wanna be the best in real mean if you sell me out. I can get real green, got me hulking now. I don't forget those things, don't hear me loud. I focus on myself, I focus on my health. The greatest revenge is building up yourself, your life and your drive, building up your wealth, becoming something better than you've ever felt. If you got dreams that you're chasing, the fear in your life, stand up and face it. Ain't nobody coming to help, you're all alone in this world, in this life, embrace it. I know it might seem hard, it might seem tough, it may sound rough, but this state of mind will get you through a lot of stuff and keep you accountable to stay strong when it's tough. No help, I do it by myself, couldn't even tell it, I've been through well. But on the other side came a soldier, much bolder, standing broad shoulders. Step aside and give me the controller, I came here to win, I don't lose, high roller. I wanna be the best in the game, yeah, I came to play and invest, stay colder. Screw loose, no matter how I do feel, I still gotta prove that I'm better. I never say never, I work all alone, I don't work together. I got big moves and they coming soon. I'ma be a tycoon in the boardroom. Everything is fine-tuned, got no excuse. Coming back like new anytime I move. Push past all the pain that you're going through. It won't last if you move how you wanna move. Get lost in the work that you gotta do to be someone better. You can grow into something new. I could be anything that I set my mind to. I do what I need, I can push right through. Fight through those things that are holding me back from the life that I like to have. I'm like, give me time, I'll be just fine. Thought I was worth leaving behind, get out of your mind. I'll come back better than ever, no matter the weather. Greater than I've ever been, that's my new endeavor. Woo. I work hard so the sweat coming off my chin. On par with the greatest that I've ever done it. I'm new, coming back better than before. But don't look at me, cause you closed the door. So watch out and fear me now. I can get real mean if you sell me out. I can get real green, got me hawking now. I don't forget those things, don't hear me loud. I focus on myself, I focus on my health. The greatest revenge is building up yourself, your life and your drive, building up your wealth, becoming something better than you've ever felt. If you got dreams that you're chasing, the fear in your life, stand up and face it. Ain't nobody coming to help, you're all alone in this world, in this life, embrace it. I know it might seem hard, it might seem tough, it may sound rough, but this state of mind will get you through a lot of stuff and keep you accountable to stay strong when it's tough. No help, I do it by myself, couldn't even tell it, I've been through well. But on the other side came a soldier, much bolder, standing broad shoulders. Step aside and give me the controller, I came here to win, I don't lose, high roller. I wanna be the best in the game, yeah I came to play and invest, stay colder. No matter how I do feel, I still gotta prove that I'm better. I never say never, I work all alone, I don't work together. I got big moves and they coming soon. I'ma be a tycoon in the boardroom. Everything is fine-tuned, got no excuse. Coming back like new anytime I move. Push past all the pain that you're going through. It won't last if you move how you wanna move. Get lost in the work that you gotta do to be someone better. You can grow into something new. I could be anything that I set my mind to. I do what I need, I can push right through. Fight through those things that are holding me back from the life that I like to have. I'm like, give me time, I'll be just fine. You thought I was worth leaving behind? Get out of your mind.
Right, hello everybody, welcome to the stream. This is our Waylander here. We're getting started a couple of minutes earlier than expected, so we're gonna jump straight into the draft. For those of you tuning in, it's South Africa up against Madagascar, a game that should have taken place earlier, but you know, South Africa got the forfeit victory. Though I'm not sure if this is going to be a valid drafting phase, because we've only got 4 people in the lobby from the side of Madagascar. So I think that something's going to have to happen here, where they're going to have to do some sort of restart before we actually head off into the actual match, because I don't think that we're allowed to do a 5v4.
Well, I don't think we've ever done a 5v4, so if this one does play out, I mean, look, there's a first time for everything, right?
No matter what.
Agreed.
I think they'll do a reset. I see one of the Madagascar players has alerted the umpires that they still had one player that had to join.
So we will just chalk that one down to technical difficulties.
There's still luckily a few minutes before we start, so no harm, no foul.
I love the smell of gunpowder in the morning.
Yeah. Well, the players are just continuing getting themselves ready. Maybe having a little bit of laugh themselves at in the background. Because I know you guys can't see it, right? But there was like a Mia band coming out and like a Dicky pick into the mix as well. So it's going to be very interesting.
Diggy is my name.
When we actually get to
in
the
any
start.
case.
Sorry.
But we can use this time to do a proper intro, seeing that we were rushed to jump into the drafting phase until we realized that, listen, this is a 5v4 situation. So good evening everyone, and welcome to Waylander Gaming, presenting another IESF stream. And a special thanks to MSSA that brought this to us. So yeah, we get to see the live action. The team that wins here, whether it is Team SA Ladies or Team Madagascar, both the women's teams, whoever wins here will be going through to the next stages.
Yes. Whoever wins here. This is sort of a do or die situation for both the teams. Though history is in the favor of South Africa, having beaten the Madagascar ladies team in the previous warm-up test matches that the MSSA organized for everyone. So they do have a very, I would say, they should have a decent amount of confidence going into this. But as we all know, you're only as good as the game you are in right now. So it all depends on how they're going to be performing in this particular matchup.
Yeah, I expect South Africa to win this as well, seeing as they had that victories in the Test match series. But I think overall, all of us are just hoping for something that's a little more entertaining to watch. I can only imagine you guys casting the games would like to see some blows being traded back and forth and not just a beatdown.
Yeah. For the sake of entertainment, yes. But in terms of being a South African supporter, we don't really mind.
I don't want to see them do well, but one kill would be nice, At least make it look like a fight.
After the slaughter fest that was South Africa and Namibia yesterday, 22-0, 22-0. That was, where do you see something like that?
Yeah, I do think after that match we went to go look at some of the players' profiles, etc. And the Madagascan team seems to be higher skill, at least as solo players. So expecting good things.
Yeah, that's true. So we are into the drafting phase right now. And John, Shroomsy, if you could take us away with the draft.
So Uranus getting banned out from the side of Team SA's women. We have spoken about this Uranus. Pretty much the meta hero of Mlbb at this point in stage. This hero can take a hefty punch, can sustain a lot of damage, fall back and come back and be in your face and push those objectives further. So yeah, not someone that we like to see that often, as we do see the Matilda getting banned out from the Madagascan women.
With the Uranus being banned out, that sets up for another killer first spec. There's a few options still left, but I think the one they will be prioritizing is maybe the IESF. As you know, currently he is one of those pick or ban heroes. So that might be very good. We might see the XP laner once again going for something a bit more sustainable, being with the CC being banned out. So we might be looking at even Mlbb, or we've featured Rose on that Esmeralda also before, which was quite deadly in this match.
Look, I am going to agree with you, because that is exactly what happened. Just hoping that the team that the SA ladies are facing tonight, well, the Madagascans, can actually put up a fight for them, because the last stream we had last night was 22-22 in both matches. So very curious, as we do see that Clint gets banned out as well as Kalia. So Kalia, no Tsunami Slam for the side of SA, Team SA.
Yeah, bro, that Clint ban, that's not a hero you see in the banning phase at all. So that definitely needs to be a respect ban. Or it might be even they're looking to pick up the Leslie. Clint is one of the easiest Leslie counters out there. So it's either or. Either it's one of the main heroes of Madagascar, or we might be looking at a Leslie pick. I think the former is the better option. They have one final ban left. I would love to see them taking out the IESF, but they rather fix on that X-Borg. But it's not a deadly hero in the current meta, but yeah, there's the IESF.
Oh, look, the Ketsuka definitely put us pretty much a dominating performance coming from her in both the matches. Playing jungle, this is my eyes is on Ketsuka's, and also the new captain of Team SA. So yeah, very, very, very much excited to see what she is going to bring into the mix.
And with the Kalia ban also being taken out, so there's not a lot of hard lockdowns left for that IESF. They might be looking at a counter meta jungle in the form of the Lancelot maybe, or they might be looking at taking maybe the Kimi is still open. There's a lot of counter picks. Baxia is still open. That all depends on what draft they're going with.
Yeah, we have spoken a lot about him being the anti-heal hero himself. look, Crystal Queen with the Florin, so Boxy and the Florin, this could turn out to be a very deadly combo. I mean, Team SA would definitely need to respect that combination, especially with Florin just providing that extra heals and sustainability. But we do see Faza and Minotaur getting picked up.
So very, very good counter pick thus far. I mean, with the Minotaur being able to counter the sustained heal with his own semi-healing after he's got the Philosopher Aces and Oracle, he's online. And he added a CC on top of that also. You have 2 major damage dealers in the form of the Files and the IESF. So I would definitely look at Madagascar picking late game marksman to counter that IESF, Moskov, Irithal, something that's able to scale very well. But I would pick up the mid lane now. Kimi is still open, Zeshin is still open, Zushin is open. There's a lot of options.
Oh, Aurora getting picked up. Aurora, at this point, look, I don't have a lot of love for Aurora. Look, I'm not saying anything bad against it, but just the duration of what his skills take to deploy, it's insane. I mean, yeah, well, look, it could work onto the fars up, but yeah, we are back into the second phase of the bans. So B-Bell with the next ban.
So there's 2 options. They can either just focus onto the XP lane or the gold lane. I would rather say be safe and focus on to Aowen's hero pool. There's a lot of meta heroes still left open. We've seen Kimi on the gold lane, Moskov, Irithal, Granger still open. They're going for this marksman pick, but they're going for the ban on the Brody. So that might signal us a Melissa pick into this lineup.
Look, it could beckon for the Melissa to get picked up. I mean, Melissa go good into team fights. And if you can have the Melissa with the Faza combining with the Minnow, I mean, that's going to be a deadly backline. Yeah, look, both compositions is going on about set and revitalize. Especially with Florin and Minotaur into the mix, 2 support heroes, as we do see Ruby gets taken away from this equation in this first match, in this best of 3 series. Let's go!
But Ruby are a good set. I mean, they don't have any form of initiation currently on the side of Team Madagascar. So taking out the Ruby, even the Batang, will be good bans, because I would even venture into the line of Phobias being taken out. Those are all great heroes that can engage and start irritating the enemy team to set up for that Aurora, because Aurora's Frigid Glacier is currently just 1 target, so she is currently the initiator. You can have Buxa to irritate the teammate, and but yeah, they need a good form of initiation. As Esmeralda gets banned from the side of Madagascar, so that's definitely a respect ban onto Rose herself.
I will get that ball up for you. I do see you're asking for it. You'll get it set up in due time, as we do see Kimi being the final ban in this first matchup series. Look, I'm getting a feeling there's a wise Yuzong that's going to get picked up in either of the 2 teams. They need that backline dive.
Definitely. Kimi ban is not a good ban currently, in my opinion. I mean, you currently have 2 magic damage dealers, you have a Florin, so putting Kimi into the mix is a little bit too much magic damage for the side of Madagascar. So if they were to pick up the Kimi, they needed a high damage XP laner. Maybe the form of the R-Lord is still open, Lapu is still a very good venture. Even Badang, I would say, is a good option, but yeah, let's see what they go for.
Oh, look, we do know that the SA ladies, they have featured with the Badang previously. So Badang is currently still into the... look, into the XP lane. Let's see what Rose picks up. Yeah, she's got a big hero pool.
Bro,
but I would love a use. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yuzong. Rose picks up Yuzong. Let's go.
And then finally, Awen with the final pick. There's the Melissa I spoke about. I mean, Melissa was a good addition to this team, and with Brody being like a soft counter towards the Melissa being taken out, Irithel being picked up, it's not a bad option. Moskov also being a good option. They didn't need a very good scaling marksman onto their side.
I'm going to agree with you there. I'm just very curious to see what the Madagascan team is going to pick up for the XP lane. There's a few options here.
So you definitely need to counter pick that Harith. I mean, there's still a few options left in the XP lane, but you need something to shut down that Harith. Currently, the only stun is the Aurora, so I would beckon maybe Mincerthal into this lineup might not be the worst option. I don't know what other options. Maybe Lapu, but that's on a hard lockdown though.
They definitely need something that is able to initiate or follow up initiate and get that extra. Well, that should be Edith. When last have you seen an Edith in the XP lane? And what is your opinion about Edith at this point?
Bro, Edith is broken. Like, she's currently, in my opinion, one of the meta XP laners. She doesn't see playing in South Africa for some or other reason. But even in the pro scene, Edith gets picked up a lot. Edith Inspire, I'm not very happy with that. She's then more like glass cannon-ish. She does have one mobility skill, but after that, if she gets caught out, that's all null and void. And she doesn't have a lot of initiation if she goes with that Inspire. Rather going for the Vengeance, not a bad choice though.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the draft for you. That is the full 5-man for both sides. Who will pick up the first dubs here? Will it be Team SA Women or will it be the Madagascan Women team? And what will we see into this matchup, as it will be Way and Lotus that will be taking you through the blow-by-blow action. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and let's get ready to rumble.
Stream, we've got an exciting match. It is the first in a best of 3, South Africa up against Madagascar. The drafts are looking very, very interesting. We've got some picks, some counter picks. What do you make of this so far, Lotus?
Well, like you said, the drafts are interesting. I'm loving the side from both teams, actually, where there's a lot of mobility. I mean, Irithel and Baksha is 2 extremely mobile heroes, as well as the Yuzong and the Farsa. And both teams have got a level CC, AoE, a mixture of everything.
Though the Baksha pick is a very good one into the minnow. Mr. Anti-Heal himself can cause quite a bit of chaos, but oh, look at that there on the XP lane. First blood going away of Team SA as Yuzong picks up a solo kill onto the Eden.
I must say, I love the plays coming out from Rose in the past few matches that we have seen. She just plays so aggressively, something that you don't always see from a lot of players. But she just plays it so well, knowing when to be aggressive, when to be passive.
Yuzong is, as a hero, obviously you've got to play the hero properly, land your combinations. But one of the more dangerous heroes at level 2 can cause quite a bit of chaos, as Owen just has to retreat a little bit. This Baxia Florin combination could prove to be problematic, because Florin has heals from very, very early on. Minnow to really come online needs that level 4. As you can see, there's a bit of poke happening. Counter poke comes in from Temple Druid. But a lot of these early game plays are going to come down here to the Yuzong. As we can see, there's the engagement, there's the Petrify. We see the follow-up. Mountain Shocker comes in from the IESF. He just pokes the Baxia back. But with the heals coming through from the Florin, it's as if he wasn't poked. There's the stun. Aurora with a beautiful setup. Temple Druid in the bush hits that. A feathered airstrike, zoning everybody away. Minnow really, really low. Yuzong into the backline. What a frigid glacier coming through from Mao. But Rose, she's in a bit of danger there. She gets taken down. Irithel with a quick rotations. That's the power of an Irithel. The kill's going 3-1 in the favor of Madagascar as they secure the first turtle of the game.
I was not expecting these plays to come up from the side of Team Madagascar. I mean, the Team SA from the females, they have been playing very dominantly right now, and it seems they have somewhat met their match here in the early game.
Yeah, the draft here from Madagascar is this early game composition. So Team SA, they're going to have to be a bit patient. They've got the Harrod, which is a late game scaler. You've got the Minnow, as a roam is not the earliest to come online. Needs a couple of items to get that power spike going. But that power spike being countered by Basha. Like I said, a lot of pressure is going to be placed on the SA XP laner to be able to get them into good positions.
That is true. And right now we're just past the 3.5 minute mark, 3-2 in the favor of Team Madagascar. And they also have a 1.4 thousand gold lead.
Yeah, they got that red buff steal as well. Baxia has this high mobility to be able to get across the map. Florence sticking very, very close to the jungler. But that is creating certain opportunities for Team SA to get a bit of a camp out, though they opt to go for the mid lane push. Just sort of waiting for them to just appear and maybe camp them out. But it's difficult. You're going to have to make those decisions as to when you need to camp to get a pick off and when you need to save your skills to go all in a team fight.
That is true. And as we did see even with the men's teams, when they were playing against Madagascar, the early game, because of the way Madagascar drafts, they just have the early game, so Team SA would have to play safer and work for the long late game.
Yeah, the chase is on onto Florence. There's the Minnow and Fury, but to the freezing glacier or frigid glacier, as it's going to be the Minnow taken down. So this is Team Madagascar. They're on the hunt once more. They're trying to force South Africa back, but the feathered airstrike from Dimple Druid secures. It's a roam for roam exchange.
The long range coming out from Farsa is actually crazy. I mean, did you see the distance between her and the Florin, and she still managed to take down the Florin? Farsa is such an overpowered mage.
Yeah, she is. That the range of her skills are crazy. But a nice job here from Babella, as she just did the zoning, popped the ultimate, popped the Inspire just to zone SA away from the second turtle. So securing the second turtle team. Oh, what a beautiful feathered airstrike. Though Aurora manages to reposition and escape. Dimple Druid as well uses the bird form just to try to reposition. Jungle invade going on. Minnow does have that Minnow and Fury. It's going to be the Retri coming through from Crystal Queen, stealing the red buff away from, the blue buff away from Ketsuka.
With the way Team Madagascar is playing right now, this puts Team SA in a very difficult position. What do you think they can do now to relieve some of this pressure?
It's just a patience game. There's the Mountain Chakra coming out, will it land? Erythel pops that ultimate just to get back. Zabin Force comes out from Howard as Dimple Druid is into the mix. There's the Minnow and Fury knocking up under the tower, but there's the turnaround here from Madagascar. They're putting the pressure on. They managed to take down the Harrod. In a counter engage, there's a 2-0 going on in here in the gold lane. So a lot of pressure right now on the shoulders of Team SA. How are they going to respond to this plays coming through from Madagascar?
Right now, Team SA also has to be careful of this Florin's Floral Bloom. But it looks like they're going to commit to this mid tower. We'll be taking it down quickly before Farsa can even save it. This opens the map a lot, especially to this aggressive Basha.
They're using this is why in the pro scene, Basha is one of the most, or I think 100% congestion rate. Has the anti-heal to deal with these sustained kind of heroes that we see on the XP lane. Insane mobility, as you can see. And right now, Madagascar securing neutral objectives across the map. There's the engagement here onto the Basha. It's a full combination. The Minnow and Fury with the flicker knocks up into 4. But everybody is just outside the range of the feathered airstrike. So this, all those skills being used actually gives Madagascar the opportunity to secure the third and final in-hide of the game, or turtle of the match.
the Minotaur from the side of Team SA, Isla, really has to play a bit more, like you said, it's a patience game, has to play a bit more patiently with this Minoan Fury, because every team fight that we have seen so far, Isla uses the Minoan Fury way too quickly. Her team is either too far away or too close, gets caught out, and then the Floral Bloom just reverses the damage.
Yeah, it is, as I said, it's just a patience game. South Africa just needs to stick together a little bit. As we see once more the jungle invade onto Kitsuka. She's just level 8 as compared to Crystal Queen, level 11. All these jungle invades from the box here, paying off, paying big dividends, as he's the initiator for the team right now. Just rolling around and setting up everything for the side of Team Madagascar. So this should be another tier 1 turret being taken down with the position that Madagascar have taken up at this moment in time.
Right now, they also, if Team SA wants to win this match, they definitely have to try to split Team Madagascar apart, because as you can see from the side of Team Madagascar, they're always staying together 2, 2, and 1. Or 2 and 3. So right now they have to split them more apart, maybe get a pick off where they can, and just farm up as quickly as possible without risking yourself.
Yeah, that's they're gonna have to go for the split push style of play. Once more, the jungle invade is on. Team South Africa look like they want to try to contest this. There's the feathered airstrike. The Minoan Fury does land onto one. The 7-4 is in the box. He's just eating up all the damage. Mino has to flicker back to safety. IESF dashes back as well. But there's Rose coming in with the Black Dragon form. She's into the back line there. Gets the knock up onto 2. Roxy somehow surviving through all of this. The heals coming through from Florin, just keeping the entire team alive. Harrod gets a little bit of poke damage, but without the Baxia being at the level of health that he needs to, Madagascar has to retreat. But with this, the first roar of the game, the first lord of the match is up. Team SA trying to find the right angle just to get a potential retry steal here. It's going to be difficult because Russia does have a 2-level advantage engagement onto Bella there on that either, but she just dashes away. So they do see where Team South Africa is at this moment in time to Madagascar. Once more, Crystal Queen into the front line, knowing that Florin is close by with that Floral Bloom just to keep Baxia alive. They want to bait out some skills. They want to force the ultimates out of the equation before they stop this roar.
Good plays coming out from the side of Team Madagascar, and the way they're zoning Team SA. This Aerithal is starting to play a bit aggressively, trying to solo a bit more. Team SA can definitely capitalize on that if she makes a mistake like that again. But right now, Team Madagascar is just playing so safe, keeping the mistakes to a minimum. This makes it difficult for Team SA.
Yuzong into the mix, the feathered airstrike coming through, Bisoni onto the box here. The Rigid Glacier comes in as well, but the damage output, triple kill going away. The Eel just pops that ultimate, pops the Inspire, uses that chain lightning and melts everybody down. It's a 3-for-0 exchange, and the Roar going the side of going the way of Madagascar. So a lot of pressure is going to be placed onto the South African base right now. But they do have heroes that have that defensive capability, but it is not looking so good.
I agree with you there. Right now, at least Team SA is already fully back with all the members right now, and Team Madagascar is still gonna keep putting pressure on all the lanes. That's what they want to do in a situation like this right now. But you can't keep putting pressure on the lanes and let Team SA get fed if you want to win this match.
They just went for a sort of a dual push here. Getting the shields popped, so that's the tier 3 shields being taken down. Harrod in a bit of a solo position there, manages to take down the Roar, but has the mobility to get back to the safety of the base. There is some pressure being placed on the mid lane, but like we said, South Africa do have the very, very good wave clear on their side, so they have a decent defensive lineup. They're going to have to use this defensive lineup to their advantage in order to equalize this gold lead somewhat.
This goal lead already being 8,000 difference. I mean, this is the first time that we have seen such a big difference in the past few games, men and women. But Right now, I really believe that Team SA can still make a comeback. It's just, once again, that patience factor.
Yeah. Everything comes down to that. Right now, it's what you do when you are on the back foot a little bit. You just gotta have to regroup, wait for the right opportunities, use your high mobility heroes like the Fossa, etc. To just get some waves pushed in, or pushed out rather, should I say, and just hope for that to split the team up, because as long as that Florence stays close by to the Brachia, it's gonna prove to be a problem to win any team fight.
I agree with you there. And also another factor to be taken into consideration would definitely be itemization, because Basha definitely struggles after you get for the Farsa, Glowing Wand, Wishing Lantern. I mean, those things are lethal to tanks, especially the extra sustainable ones.
Well, with the update to the Basha, he's got some very late game scaling. I mean, which is odd to say for a tank jungle, but with that recent update, he scales a lot better into the late game. He's got a lot more defense or natural defense right now. So we're gonna have to see how those items are gonna play a part. But yes, I do agree with you. They can prove to be very effective. But this second roar of the game is definitely going the way of Team Madagascar. Team SA doing the smart thing right now, which is opting not to contest. There's a bit of poke damage onto the Brachia. The Black Dragon Fall comes out, but there's the knockoff. Beautifully set here. The Feathered Airstrike. The Zabin Force with a follow-up. But Iratel, she pops that Wind of Nature. She turns around on that motorcycle of hers and just blows up 3 from Team SA. They are trying to chase down Rose on this Yuzong. Yuzong just managed to escape. A bit of a hide and seek going on here. It's going to be, it's a 2v4 situation as Roy is pushing down the mid lane. They managed to defend this Team SA. They do have that Feathered Airstrike from the Fossa still online. Yuzong trying to block the Raw from charging in, but they know that could be a bit of a dangerous option. They might have to sacrifice a tier 3 turret, as the team will be respawning in just a few seconds. Aurora wants to get a bit of poke damage here onto Rose. YSS into the mix. They managed to clear the Raw. The waves aren't exactly synced up, which could play a bit in the favor of Team SA. Just give them a little bit of a chance to defend once more. But it's like you gotta get a hold of this Iratel right now. Iratel is dishing out the damage. And brought to a power 3-0 at 6. As we do see another tier 3 turret being pushed in. Should be taken down here. Russia wants to go in. The minion waves are clumping up. There's the third at the bot lane. Florin with a push of her own. There's a little bit of poke here onto Crystal Queen on that Russia, forcing the side of Madagascar back.
Good defense coming out from the side of Team SA. They at least had once again their members to come on time to help them defend. And the thing that's really going for them is their ability, this fast wave clear coming out from the members. I mean, even Yuzong for a fighter has amazing wave clear with that first skill. And the Farsa is just one of the best heroes to use in a situation like this where the minions are just pouring into the base.
Yeah. It is a very difficult situation right now. The minion waves are being pushed in, so Madagascar, I'm personally, I'm not a fan of pushing the minion waves in until we get to a certain point in time on the screen, like maybe another 20 seconds to go. Then I went into the push. Ooh, look at the damage coming out from Meow. I'm not sure. If I butcher your name, my apologies. I'll just say the Aurora player.
It looks like a Meow or Meow.
Yeah, it looks.
But right, with all the minions coming in and they just keep pushing the lanes, that is a big mistake coming out from the side of Team Madagascar. I mean, as you can see that Team SA is just farming a lot right now, with Minotaur also picking up the Winter Crown.
Yeah, it needs a little bit of extra sustain just to get those spells reset, but with this, we're seeing the third war of the match. Could it be the final one? I don't know. Madagascar did have the opportunity to wait for the 18th minute Raw, but they opted against it. sensing that they could potentially have a winning angle right now. And so that's all 6 objectives at those neutral objectives going the way of Madagascar. So Team SA, they've got to get the defensive line set up, got to keep your skills on cooldown. You don't want to overextend, you don't want to be picked off before this big defense comes through. IESF, with just a bit of a split here, wants to try to make sure that the waves are not going to be crashing in. They're going to be slightly unevenly pushed. Try to set up a bit of a slow push on the other side. Yuzong, beautiful pull here from the Yuzong. There's Minnow with a knock up into the box here. As we see the feathered airstrike into the mix. Yuzong zoning everybody away. Trying to engage on that air itself, but there's the winter crowd, the wind of nature coming out. Minnow with the Minnow in fury. But Rose is taken down. It's just the defensive line in here. Nothing doing as Madagascar draw first blood in this best of 3.
Good plays coming out from the side of Team Madagascar, and congratulations to them taking down the first match in this best of 3.
Yeah, very, very well played today. Madagascar showing up in style in this match, putting Team South Africa under a ton of pressure. But can the ladies respond? We'll have to wait to see in the second match. But so far, Madagascar, their drafting, the execution of the draft, very, very, very much on point.
Look, I definitely need to agree with you there, Wei. But I'm 100% sure, and I am trusting in the ladies to turn this around for South Africa. They definitely got this. They just need to go to the drawing board, get a different draft, and just go with what they know best, and that's to dominate, especially with a strong lineup. I mean, look, there's a lot to take away from that match, and yeah, crazy plays. But GG's to the Madagascan women.
Very, very well played to them.
Yeah, this is not quite what I meant where I said before the game that I'd like this to be a bit more entertaining. I do think that there were just some small mishaps at the early game, and Madagascar, well played to them. They just extended that advantage throughout, and it was just a difficult snowball to peel back with the early game, favouring draft.
Yeah, their drafting actually was very, very, very good. As I was watching the picks come through, the only one I would have said was maybe a little bit questionable was the Edith pick. I know Edith is a very strong hero right now. The reason why I would have said that is our lot into a Harith would have been much more devastating. So if South Africa managed to survive the early game onslaught, then that could have been the moment where things changed up a little bit. But with the Edith having that the AoE damage, I suppose that was what they were thinking about when they were going into this draft, because whenever you have a support, especially one like Florin, you're gonna group up. You're gonna be playing 5-man. And you notice the moment we hit the mid-game, Madagascar, there was nobody split pushing. It was just everybody all together, all at once, trying to push the advantage.
Made a massive difference going into the mid-game. I mean, Team South Africa didn't have an answer to that early game aggression coming out from the Badsha. And from there, they just snowballed. And this Irithal, bro, she was just untouched. I mean, you saw Rose just jumping onto her. She popped the Wind of Nature. Floral Bloom, boom, full health. Your whole team dead. I mean, bro, there was crazy plays coming out from Madagascar. If South Africa goes back to the drawing board and gets a draft in order to counter this early game aggression, then I think we will have a reverse match in the second game.
They definitely need to get rid of I would say the Florin pick, and probably the Basha as well, because with that only leaves really a Fred as a tank jungler. I don't know if they want to go Madagascar like to go with that, but from the games we have seen of Madagascar so far, whenever they do play these tank meta, or the tank jungle style of play, they do very, very well. So for South Africa to try to get one back on the board, they're gonna have to go with sort of like specific bans. They're gonna get rid of that particular style of play, and then see what Madagascar can then bring to the table.
Yeah, they also didn't have an answer to the tanky lineup. I mean, we didn't see any tank killers on the South African draft. I mean, opting for the Harith instead of something like the Carry or the Boskov even would have been maybe a better exchange, but I don't know. I wasn't in the driving seat. So maybe if they got a bit more to the late game and got scaling, but I think Meta drafted excellently to counter. The whole draft of Meta was counter engaged. As soon as Minnow went in with a feathered airstrike, they just fell back a few steps, floral bloom, and then just steamrolled through everything.
Yeah, exactly. And the timing on the Aurora ults were beautifully done. Aurora did not panic. Even when the Yuzong was in the mix in the backline, waited very, very patiently and then just landed that Frigid Glacier at just the right time. Actually saved it mainly for the Minoan Fury, used it as a bit of a counter initiator or a counter engagement to that Minoan Fury.
And the thing from Team SA is we constantly saw the same pattern when they tried to engage. Yuzong would fly in with the ultimate, then do his mobility, the third skill. Then the Minotaur would jump in with the Minoan Fury, and then Forcer would try to follow up. I mean, they did that the entire time. Madagascar exactly knew how it was going to happen. They knew how to time their skills to counter every single move that Team SA made.
Yeah, the Basha created a massive amount of space between the front and back line. And as the game got later and later, Basha just scales differently right now. The reason why he has a 100% contestation rate in the pro scene is for this very reason. He's strong in the early game, not as strong as he used to be pre-emergency patch update, granted, but still strong enough in order to get things done and play that frontliner, that initiator, that high mobility style of play. I mean, if you think about him, just with the basic skills set that he possesses, it's absolutely ridiculous. Got the damage, got anti-heal, has mobility, and tankiness. What more would you want from an actual hero to play? Maybe CC, like a word of stun. That would be the only thing missing from his arsenal.
He's got slows, and that's a major CC. So, and don't count out his damage just yet. I mean, the damage on a Baksha, if he gets that stacks on, bro, that's deadly.
Yeah.
And that second skill he can spam the entire time.
Yeah. And it's such a perfect pick into a Minnow. He's one of the, I wouldn't say hard counters, one of the soft counters to a Minotaur. Because Minotaur is that hybrid kind of roam. It's that support tank. It's not tanky enough, that doesn't do as much healing as a support or a healer would. It doesn't tank as much as a straight out tank. Has that hybrid ability, and so it has a bit of a delayed power spike. You need maybe 2 of the mini defensive items like a Dreadnought armor or so, and then you just pick up that, you start to rush the Flask of Oasis Oracle combination, and then the heals go through the roof, and then he just becomes an absolute monster in the roam position. But that is quite a delay. You're waiting up until maybe the 6, 7, maybe even 8 minute mark to have that set with the Flask of Oasis.
Yeah,
Other tanks might have worked better. Yes?
So if they can get that timing on the roam XP combination, I mean, Yuzong was a bit stuck in lane as well. So we know Rose is one of the aggressive rotators. Clear the lane, go gank the mid lane, clear the lane, invade the jungle. So the Yuzong was not completely fitting into a playstyle. They were a bit stuck with that aggression they did not have from Rose. So if they can secure the draft with their comfort rotations, maybe even picking up the Lancelot once again, going for the prior Uranus pick. They do have second pick, so it might not be the best choice leaving Uranus open, but there's a lot of things they can still do to get back into this match.
Yes. There is a few things. It's all going to come down to the draft. Because in terms of execution, we know how well the South African ladies can execute a draft. So it's all about that getting the draft going, and when you have an idea of the composition you're going to go for, just to ban out the counters to this, and maybe throw in a little bit of counter picking yourself into the mix, because if you look at Madagascar's draft, I mean, when I saw the draft, I was super impressed with the Madagascar draft. I was like, look at the counter picks coming through here. And it wasn't just counter picks, it was counter meta picks.
Yeah, well, like, look, we know this and we've said this before. I mean, a game is pretty much won or lost 70% of the game just from the drafting phase.
Exactly. That drafting phase is ever so important. But I'm sure they would have reset, they would have got their mind in order. I mean, you're never going to win every single matchup. Let's be realistic here. And we have seen South Africa up against Madagascar previously. Like we mentioned, we know what they're capable of, the South African ladies. So fingers crossed they'll be able to pull one back and take us into that sudden death round, into the third and final game. But, well, from the first performance of Madagascar, they are looking really scary. Both the men's and women's team, to be fair.
Yeah, it definitely looks like they're playing a very early game heavy meta. But I do think that if the South African female team can just get back to some of that early game aggression in their draft and their playstyle, it might shake out and turn the game into something totally different than what we just saw. I do think that they have the experience and the composure to go back and reset and go into game 2 fresh. I also think one of the elements that might have affected this is the Madagascan team has been playing most of the day, and this is the first match for the South African female team. So I do think that little warm-up game might have been all it was, and we'll see them going to game 2 now fully warmed up and fully composed, and hopefully bring us back that win.
Yeah. Just gotta get the communication
so
and timing on point.
Yeah, so viewers, let's ask you all to rally up behind the SA team. Let's get them hyped up. Shout to your screen. Let's go. Here we go, ladies. Let's go.
So, as we head into the drafting screen, and all of you are shouting into the screens at home, and hopefully your family and neighbors are not looking at you like you're crazy, let's see what's going to be the first bans coming through. It's a Madagascar Crystal Queen on that Basha in the last game with the first ban. I'm sure she won't want to ban the Basha out first up.
I believe you're right, but bans out the Matilda. Team SA and Team Madagascar seriously does not want to see a Matilda.
Well, Matilda is very strong, especially in the hands of Ayla, as we've seen in previous matches. So both a respect and meta ban at the same time. And South Africa, Dimple Druid responds with the Basha elimination. I mean, that is not a hero that you want to leave open, as we can see how devastating a Basha actually can be.
Especially right now with the sustained meta going on, and the Team SA seems to like playing into this meta somewhat, especially from the women's team. So you definitely want to throw out the Basha.
Been itching for a real fight.
Continuing with the Rome bans, the Bella from Madagascar removing the Kalia from the mix, and South Africa respond with the Uranus ban. So far, that's 4 meta bans out of the way. So this is going to shrink that meta hero selection pool down somewhat.
I agree with you there. And Meow, getting the next pick ban for the side of Team Madagascar.
Well, based on the theme that, or what we're looking at right now, the next one will be I was expecting, not the Esmeralda specifically, but I was expecting them to go for a band that is going to affect the composition that they want to pick up. So with the Esmeralda ban coming through, it means they're possibly going to try to lock that Florin down early. They want to deal with any hero that has shields. Like Esmeralda just eats up shields. So with like a Florin in there with the shields she provides, it's going to, well, especially once she has the Flask of Oasis and Oracle and things up and running. So they don't want to have that Esmeralda just tanking through everything. At the same time, they did see, they would have seen South Africa or Namibia yesterday, and Rose playing that Esmeralda causing havoc in that game. So potentially also a respect ban with that.
Well, Rose creates havoc with the majority of the heroes. Even in the previous match, if it wasn't for that Florin pick, she would definitely have caused a lot more havoc as the usual. But Crystal Queen picking up the X-Borg. X-Borg is actually pretty strong right now. But do you think it's a good idea to take him as a first pick?
I don't know. Well, can be used. I mean, X-Borg is very strong right now, but personally I wouldn't really want to go for an X-Borg as a first pick, because there's quite a few counters to the X-Borg. Anything with the ranged poke can burst down that frog armor of his. Double Druid going for the Zetchian pick, so this is clever from the side of Team South Africa. It means that if that Florin is picked up and everyone's going to be bunched up,
my iron fist.
The Fury of the Phoenix is going to be just that more effective.
The only problem is if that Florin is picked up. I think the Florin's ultimate has a shorter cooldown than the Fury of the Phoenix, because that is the one issue that Zetian has, is her cooldown for her ultimate is originally 85 seconds and can move down to 40 seconds if you have enough cooldown reduction items.
Well, that's her ultimate's longer than almost everybody's ultimate. Almost everybody's ultimate. I think maybe just Eve might be longer, but I'll have to double check that. Again, the Badang pick from the side of Team South Africa also focusing heavily on if they're going to go for the, as you can see, there's the Florin pick coming through once more, and they're going for the Aurora as a bit of a counter engage. But having the Badang in the mix just allows for that lockdown, because especially if you're going to be in a small area, you're going to have to stay relatively close to one another when there's a Florin or when there's a healer of any kind. That Badang first crack can really help out in this moment in time. Arwen, by the looks of it, wants to go for this Eredel pick. Doesn't want to leave it in the hands of Impartial Power. Eredel right now, in my mind, the skill set of Eredel and the skill set of Moskov make them two of the strongest gold claimers in the current meta.
I mean, they have everything that you want in a marksman. Mobility, damage, I mean, almost all of it, along with the attack speed and just that ability, because they are not all marksmen can go for a lot of lifesteal, but these two heroes with that attack speed, they just immediately regain the majority of their health after a few basic attacks.
Yeah. But with the Eredel, like what I was referring to specifically is you would have seen it also being used by Madagascar in the first game. It is especially effective at the first turtle of the match, where Eredel, having two skills that clears waves extremely fast, pops the skills, uses the river speed, travels across the map as a marksman all the way to the turtle, and then allows you to have the extra man around the turtle in that turtle fight. And as we got to see, what a huge difference that made in the first game of Madagascar up against South Africa. Because even when you do that, to get back to your lane, you just have to pop your sprint. You sprint and you're back in your lane. So you don't really lose anything by making the rotation. You don't lose, but you've got everything to gain.
I do agree with you there. But this is Bane ban coming out from the side of Team SA. What do you think about that?
I think right now they assume that X-Borg is going into the XP lane. So they're like, okay, potentially they could go for a Bane because Bane is one of those jugglers that pairs very well with Aurora and Florin. So this is just to try to disrupt a potential combination that they think is on the way. At the same time, we do know that the Madagascan ladies do like to pick up the Bane in the jungle.
That is new information to me. And once again, Ruby getting banned out from the side of Team Madagascar. Ruby is also actually pretty strong right now. She's one of those amazing heroes on the XP lane as well, because she's got CC, AoE, and a lot of sustainability to go with it.
Ruby is as we speak about, very, very, very often one of those 4 magical XP laners that you don't really want to leave open for anybody to pick up, let alone like the XP laner of Team SA.
True. Granger getting banned out from the side of Team SA, but doesn't the Aerithal counter the Granger?
To a certain degree, yes, it all comes down to timing. And the timing is not just on like how you play the hero. Aerithal does counter Granger to a certain degree, but the damage output between the two is not the same. So if you get caught slightly out of position with the Granger, he can burst you down on an Aerithal, especially once he hits that level 4 power spike of his, and then he starts to outrange the Aerithal, because then he's going to be using the Death Sonatas as a ranged poke, and then going in with that first skill dash combination just to ensure that Aerithal is zoned away.
I see. Kitsuka going for the Alpha pick. Alpha might work in this situation because Alpha can also work as a follow-up or even counter-engage at times.
Yeah. I think they were assuming that Xborg is going in the XP lane, and then thinking there's a potential for a tank jungler to come out, and so Alpha is very, very good at dealing with those tank jungles. But as we can see on the screen right now, Xborg is definitely the jungle pick for the side of Madagascar, as they hope to bring in a bit of poke damage with the CC. So this does give South Africa a very interesting last pick. Badang, flex pick as we know, can work in the XP lane, preferably, or does a lot better in the roam position though, in my opinion. So right now with CC being picked up on the XP lane, this allows Team South Africa to get a choice in terms of what they want to go, and they decide to leave the Badang in the XP lane because Badang can deal with the CC to a certain degree, and then decide to hard counter the carry with the Belleric pick in there. And this is a carry with Inspire, so it is not gonna have the escapability oh no, there's the change in spell. I was like, oh, this cannot be happening. Carry Inspire, I mean, dish without a lot of damage, right? But one Wrath of Dryads and then you're going to be killing yourself. You know, Wrath of Dryads, Vengeance, Blade Armor. It doesn't matter how much true damage you're gonna be dishing out.
I was actually expecting a Gato pick coming out from the side of Team SA, especially with the Florin, because then you can either use the Badang or the Gato to bait it out and then re-engage. But interesting drafts coming out from both teams. What do you think?
Well, it's going to come down to execution. The drafts are, as we know, we've seen what Madagascar wants to do. Team South Africa, they've got a plan in mind. But anyway, as we head into the match, let me hand you over to Shroomsy and Scarpskickle as they lead us through the second game, South Africa versus Madagascar.
Thank you, and loaded. Sorry, I'm still figuring out this new headset. But nonetheless, yeah, both teams does have very strong drafts. It is all going to come down to the objectives and how they do play out the plays here. But let's see how this one is going to play out. I have to go with, I'm liking SA's draft a little bit more than the Madagascan side.
Dude, I would strongly sorry, I'm going to disagree with that due to the fact that my boy Xborg himself is into the draft. I mean, if you look at the lineup currently, they have the Badang, the Alpha, and the Balric. So they have the ability to counter the Xborg to a degree with the Wrath of Dryads and the Fist Crack. So not his best match, but if he can get fed early on, they definitely have a much easier ability to go for that neutral objectives.
Oh, well, look, I'm going to... yeah, some bias there. Due to a Euro, but nonetheless, look, I'm going to favour the Belleric against the matchup against CC due to the fact of his passive that does proc. But I mean, let's see. Team SA currently coming for this wrap to the XP lane. Will we see the engagement here onto CC? Will B-Bell be in a lot of danger? We do see the set coming in. All the wall coming in from Badang. CC gets out, but the Spear of Alpha is onto the CC, and that is a first blood to Team SA.
That first blood, without the CC into the mix, with the Balric already being level 4, I don't think that Madagascar has a very strong ability to go for those objectives. We'll see their full engagement there. There's a Badang just zoning out the enemy. There's a Aurora with a Frigid Glacier with a Wrath of Dryads. Xborg is dishing a lot of damage. Spear of Alpha into the mix. There's the last Insanity, securing another kill. And that is the power of an Xborg early game, bro. Already 3 kills in the favor of Madagascar. 2-1.
Oh, yeah, Madagascar just definitely winning that team fight engagement. But yeah, that Spear of Alpha coming in clutch. It was just unfortunate that the freeze from Aurora's passive was procced. That did allow her to get that extra sustainability and just survive that engagement coming in from Alpha. That was almost a double kill coming in from the Alpha, but however, we do see the engagement from Xborg with the counter jungle invade. However, this they will back off. Oh, but it's a successful invade for the Xborg, unfortunately.
South Africa definitely needs to watch out for this engage. We know the Madagascar team love invading the jungle, so they definitely need to start rotating earlier, prioritizing the jungle clear from Team South Africa. And if they can get those farm up, that will definitely be a game changer. Looking for a gank here onto the carry, but bro, carry with that 6 Saints Sasuke Sharingan, knowing there's danger, and just falls back.
Yeah, all the while we do see Flora and Solo pushing this mid turret, just getting that gold from the shield. However, Team SA they would need to look for the setup here, as we do see the Belleric does rotate. He does have the Wrath of Dryads in favor. Oh, we do see the taunt onto Xborg. But there's engagement. All the Wrath of Dryads has been committed. Currently, Xborg, no Faraga armor, but the engagement continues. CC into the backline and does take down the Badang. Belleric just getting chased off from the CC and the Xborg.
Bro, I mean, they have triple tank killers on their team. The Xborg with the true damage, the CC with the skills, carry to melt everyone. Bro, I would not want to be a frontliner for the team of side of Team South Africa. But if they can get the engagements properly layered, they can still make a comeback. They have a massive set potential coming out from this Badang-Balric combination. But the next set of the match is up, and it does seem like Team South Africa is looking for a contest.
That's actually onto the turtle. However, we do see the wall coming in from Dung, but the killing spree for Xborg is into the race. The Spear of Alpha has been committed. Will they be able to catch Aurora? Yeah, no, the Wrath of Dryads has been committed. CC coming into the backline. Aircel does take down the Florin, but CC responds by taking down the Belleric, and Aurora does take down the Aerosol. So that's a 3-for-1 exchange in favor of Team Madagascar.
Bro, and this is quite interesting. Aurora picking up a Sky Pierce already on the 5-minute mark. So this is the first Sky Pierce. So you don't see Aurora often picking up a Sky Pierce. That's the first item. She got the Magic Crystal just as a bit of a power spike, and then went straight rushing the Sky Pierce. And Xborg also going for the Sky Pierce. So this might pay off. A lot of
danger, as we do see the engagement from Dimple Druid, and the Badang was onto the carry, but carry was able to escape that engagement. Xborg coming in here for the counter jungling, wants to steal that blue buff once more. Aerithal is there. Oh, there's a non-successful steal. Alpha is able to get his blue buff.
Oh, bro, beautiful retro gap coming out there from the Alpha. Both the retro committed, but Alpha got on top of that. So beautiful there, rotation securing that buff. CC's in a lot of danger here. Wrath of Giants has been committed, not successfully landing. As you know, CC has a lot of mobility, but she does escape the clutches of that Alpha.
If Team SA is able to farm up here and get a few pickoffs, I mean, they are definitely able and capable to get this match turned around. I'm very interested to see how this one does play out mid to late game, as we do see Xborg is currently chasing Dimple Druid. However, will we see, the last insanity has been committed, but the Dimple Druid is able to escape, but that's a tier 1 turret taken down. Aerosol gets a shutdown kill onto Xborg. The Spirit of Alpha is onto Immortal Power. Iwood gets a double kill from the Aerosol. However, this engagement goes in favor of Team SA, 2-0. This should give them the advantage at this turtle. We should see them closing this gold gap very shortly.
Oh, bro, very greedy engagement there from that Xborg, but beautiful camp coming out here from Meow on that Aurora. She can set up a 5-man Frigid Glacier here. Will she get it? There is a steal, but no, she gets engaged upon there. The passive gets popped by the Batang, and that's another kill in favor of Team South Africa. So this is the turnaround they wanted. The gold lead is already shrunken only to 1.5k, and they're going for this mid lane aggression as well. So this is the comeback we were looking for, definitely.
Yeah, no, look, agreed. Look, the Aurora, a mage is not supposed to be in that positioning, but just unfortunate as we do see the fish crack going on to Carry, but Carry uses that flicker to escape the clutches of Team SA.
Oh, bro, that is the power of the new flicker buff they did put in the previous patch. So I don't know if a lot of people know this, but usually there was a lot of times where you try to flicker over a wall and you flicker into the wall. But they did do a quality of life disengagement onto Aurora, but Dang just bro, that wall coming in clutch. Just not allowing that Aurora to escape the clutches.
Well, look, this is ideally what Team SA needs. They need those sets onto the pickoff. So focusing just onto the squishy heroes, the likes of Aurora, potentially Carry, but Carry just proving to be slippery at this point. Erithal wants to get that engagement onto Carry, but in the meantime, in the top lane, we do see Team SA is currently waiting here. They want to get this objective. They want to get a tier 1 turret.
Split push going on, and it looks like they're definitely going to commit to this top lane. It is a 2v3 situation. So with the Batang being able, oh, beautiful! This Irisal being very greedy in this exchange.
Oh, well, look, it's a 2-for-1 exchange, as we do see Team SA gets that tier 1 turret in the top and in the bot lane. So currently focusing onto the objectives, the kills have evened out and slightly having the gold in favor of them. 200 gold in favor of Team SA. We do see the first roar will be spawning up in the next 3 seconds. Will there be a contest for this first roar into this match?
I would definitely like Team South Africa just to do a camp out. I mean, they have the Last Insanity, which has a lot of advantages to take the Lord above the Alpha. So they definitely need to get that Braga armor popped and get that engagement going before they commit to the turtle, to the Lord.
Yeah, agreed. We do see the Spear of Alpha onto Xborg. That's Braga. The fish crack is onto Xborg, but the Batang is currently in a lot of danger as we do see the Frigid Glacier. Wrath of Giants has been committed. However, Team Madagascar, Erithal into the backline. She does get the kill onto Carry. Will she continue this engagement? Will she be able to catch Erithal? Yes, double kill going for the Erithal. Oh, CC currently in a lot of danger. Will they be continuing this engagement? Double Druid into them as well. But Madagascar does back off of that engagement. So that is a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Team SA. That is a tier 1 turret. Oh, so good getting taken down.
Ooh. Xborg gets deleted. Erithal out for blood, bro. Awen definitely got that power spike. She is online. They definitely need to rush this Lord. There is still time before the 12-minute Lord, so rush this Lord and get all the tier 2 turrets taken down after securing this objective. So Madagascar definitely needs to bunker up and get those engagements going. Xborg being a little greedy after having a good early game, and that's definitely costing them in this mid-match.
let's give credit where credit is due. Erythal is currently coming online. Team Madagascar definitely needs to respect this Erythal into this team fight matchup. I mean, this is ideally what I was talking about when it comes to me favoring Team SA's side. You know, those set, getting that composure, getting that follow-up. It is follow-up, you get your engagement, you get your follow-up, and you are set. As we do see that Frigid Glacier from Aurora was committed. Erythal's trying to get into the backline. Wrath of Giants has been committed. Will we see a tier 2 turret fall? Yes, we do, sir. The Lord is still up, but just allowing for those objectives to get pushed. That is the first tier 2 turret taken down in this matchup. The SA ladies currently having the map control. They have the gold advantage, and they have 2 kills in favor of them.
Erythal, just a beautiful Purify coming out, just purifying that Frigid Glacier, not allowing Aurora to set, but meanwhile, they did secure the tier 2 turret in the bot lane, and top lane is going to fall any second now. There it goes. So that is full map control in the hands of Team SA.
Agreed. I mean, Team SA, they found the composure. They definitely have the advantage now to get this game set with the next roar that will be spawning up in a very long time. That is 95 seconds away from the next Lord. But Team SA, if they can just continue what they're doing right now, they could see the match and take us into that sudden death round. I trust in the ladies to take us into the sudden death round, because there's nothing more that the Scarp likes than a sudden death round. It ain't over till the cookie crumbles. Let's go!
Bro, what a comeback. I mean, Team SA already boasting with a 5.5k gold lead in their favor, and the full map presence also. So I love seeing this 3-2 split rotation before the next Lord. They're definitely doing the wave management before setting up for the objective. And here comes the major power spike. There is the Holy Crystal and the Oracle being picked up for the side of SA. So all of them is online. The Malefic gun is also in the hands of Erythal. So this Erythal is going to do major amounts of damage now.
This engagement onto the X-Borg, where we see the wraparound play here onto Team Madagascar. Team SA is coming into position. The Belleric is trying to go for that set, but Madagascar just slipping the clutches for this engagement. Team SA will definitely be baiting them out here, but I mean, it is the next 20 seconds and the next Lord will be up. We are going to go into the next Lord fight if there is a contention from Team Madagascar at this point.
I mean, there's beautiful wave management coming out from SA. Top and bot lane is pushing, mid lane is cleared. I don't think that Madagascar has the opportunity to contest this Lord. I mean, you have the Erythal and the Alpha to shred down the Lord, 2 frontliners and the Session just to zone out the enemy and just dish damage. They have no ability to contest this.
Yeah, so second roar does go in favor of Team SA. We will see those, look at this discipline, right? They're not pushing the lanes and they're waiting for this Lord to spawn up. This is definitely what you want to see, as they are setting for that 3-2 split once more.
I mean, Erythal, if she has one frontliner with her, she's able to, I want to say, it's going to be able to be a 2v3, maybe even 2v4 situation, and they will still be able to contest and even take a few kills in their hand. So the bot lane has been cleared out, top lane is cleared out. This might be a triple lane coming out there from Team SA. Xbox just looking to poke a bit, but the roar is onto the base, and this might be the game ender they were looking for.
Tier 3 turrets is taken down in favor of Team SA. We do see Belleric into the base of the Wrath of Giants has been committed. The first cracker from the dung onto Aurora and the Florin. That passive got thrust. Oh, but Rose, the immortality has been committed. This should end the match. Can they focus on to the Nexus? Yes, sir! They are taking us into the sudden death round. GG's well played to the SA ladies. They brought this match back. Oh, a very better performance coming in from the team, as we do see Zetian picking up the MVP for the SA ladies. Let's go. This is the do or die moment. It is game match point up next. Let's get ready to cook.
Oh, what a match. Well, this is the South African ladies that we know and love. I mean, this is the complete 180 from the from their first game, and the power spikes I loved the patience they showed in the early game. So they waited for the Hero power spikes before they committed to the engagements. That's why Madagascar had a very good early game performance. But as soon as that Balric started to join the fight and the Badang's first cracks was on point. So they knew the power spikes, waited for Erythal to come online, protected her, and then just snowballed from there. I mean, that Erythal, bro, what was the damage?
My choice for the overall MVP for the game would have really been on that Badang. Team SA was looking a little bit iffy in the first few minutes as we saw Madagascar get those pickoffs, and then all of a sudden that beautiful camping positions from Isla on that Badang set up pickoff after pickoff after pickoff, and then it was like the handbrakes were released, and then South Africa was just in the driving seat and took it all the way through to the end. They used the composition that they had very, very, very well. And let me get a little dig in on Shroomsy first. That is the power of an Xborg in the late game.
Like, I'm going to be honest, that Xborg, the reason the Xborg underperformed was not due to the hero. It was mainly due to the fact how Rose played, bro. Rose, she committed the Wrath of Dryads only on the Xborg, and that was why Xborg is not always the best first pick, because he gets counted easily. I mean, weirdly enough, his two biggest threats is a Leslie and a Layla. I mean, long range poke, and then you put in a Balric. After your Vraga armor pops off, you still under the stun, so it does not just vanish. You still under the Wrath of Dryads effect. Yeah. So, bro, that was crazy plays coming out with that Balric pick.
Yeah, it also paired so well with the Zetchian pick, with that Fury of the Phoenix as well. Just as you're saying, that's the problem with an Xborg. I mean, his damage output right now is just ridiculous. However, he needs to have that frog armor up to be able to hit the last insanity. If you've got long range poke, in trouble.
Well, look, let's be honest, right? Every time when there's a biased favoritism towards a hero, that team loses. So I'm sorry, Shroomsy, but I need to dig you as well, bro. You were favoring the Madagascar ladies so hard early into the match just due to the Xborg, and well, you cost them the game, bro. You cost them the game.
Oh, then I'm happy. I'll glaze the Xborg once again in the next match as well. So Team South Africa can take the W.
Some black magic stuff going on over here.
Well, look, I am going to be honest, right? I am hoping that Team SA does focus ban and respect ban the Florin and the Aurora. I mean, it was... they were devastating in the first match and into the second match as well. I mean, there were some plays, especially here. The Aurora, Florin, please get banned out.
I don't know about the Aurora. Like Aurora, yeah, I'm not saying that the Aurora player is not good. The Aurora player was pretty, one of the better Auroras I've seen. It's just the hero. Do you really want to use a ban on an Aurora when there is there's so much other stuff out there? Imagine just leaving a Ruby open or leaving like a Lapo open, which I'm surprised, right? Lapo was open. No one's been picking Lapo up in the game so far.
Warlord also being left open, not being picked up. Phobias, okay, but we know South Africa doesn't like phobias for some reason, I don't know. Maybe it's because there's a big debate going on if it's phobias, fevers, or like Johan says, phobias.
Mario, brother.
Well, I do think that game was what we wanted to see them get back in the series. I think going into game 3, then I'll have their composure. Madagascar did still show a lot of life in the early game. So I think it's going to be a very, very exciting third match. I'm of course biased, but this is more entertaining than what we've seen through the test match series and all of the other regional games so far. I believe this is the first time we're going into the 1-1 into the third game for these regionals.
So wait.
Yeah.
No, continue. You first.
That's true. Like, I was just looking at the results. It's just been like 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 all across the board. I mean, this time around, we're actually getting into a third game, and this is going to be a bit of a knife edge one. We've got everything on this seesaw kind of balance right now. It's hard to say which direction it's going to go in the third game. I mean, we know which direction we want it to go. And to answer just a question on the live stream to Kim Sukuna asking us why we're biased, because this is the MSSA's commentary team for South Africa. What did you think we were going to be?
There's a SA jacket, there's a, for some reason, a bad black shirt. So, I mean, we definitely South African supporters.
Listen here, Linda. Listen here. But wait, before I get to you, there's first another bus that I need to throw. And wait, if I can remember correctly, right, with the men's matches, right, there was a certain comment that was made. If and should they go into, well, the full game series of matches, that a certain someone will be, well, doing analytics on a match. So, Johan, is that courtesy extended to the ladies, because we are going into the final match that was scheduled?
I'm down for whatever.
Alright. Then Johan, you're going to be joining me on the final stream of the night, and hopefully we can get some good luck going for the SA ladies.
Let's see.
Always on the way.
But firstly, before we can do the match, we have to settle the bans.
No protection from the rain.
Definitely need to settle the bans. So the first two bans coming out into the third and final matchup is Baxia and Matilda. So no guiding winds or the Matilda airwaves for the side of the SA ladies, and Baxia being respected from that first match, definitely and rightfully so.
I mean, as soon as that oak comes storming down, I can just hear him while he's traversing the map. You just hear, they see me rolling, dead. So definitely a respect ban worth having for the side of Team South Africa, as bans looking basically the same as Kalia. All gets taken out. So interesting fact, Kalia and Baxia is currently the two heroes. That's the only heroes in the pro scene MSC that has 100% contention rate.
Sorry, I'm just reading a personal DM that got sent to me. But nonetheless, yeah, Clint Kalia. I mean, I would definitely ban out the Clint. Not ideally first ban, but yeah, let's see what does come out from the next ban from the side of Madagascan ladies.
I would actually just want to go check the profiles afterwards and seeing if there's a Clint main or something for that ban.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, they could be banning out for the composition, or they could be just respect banning. Oh, Madagascar removing the Xborg out of their own hands, as the Xborg was banned. I mean, yeah, look, Xborg was glazed way too much, and that cost him the match. As Uranus gets banned out from the side of SA ladies. Crystal Queen, the first pick into this final matchup, this final match in the series.
So one thing I've seen is that they don't have a YSS player. YSS being left open. He didn't have the best of performances in the previous game, the first game. So that might be the reason they are opting not to pick it. There's a few other first pick options, but yeah, it's interesting to see what they're going to go for.
Let's see their skills and the rest of their composition. I mean, definitely utilizing this full 50 seconds to pick up a hero. Oh, and Meow picking up the Zeti, and Dumple Druid currently showing us Kimmy. Oh, Kimmy gets picked up. So that would be a Kimmy in the mid lane. I mean, look, Kimmy, in my opinion, she's very good in the mid. But I prefer her in the gold. But nonetheless, Kimmy is a very strong hero. And I mean, also with her ult, getting that pull in. And yeah, just finishing it off with a traction pull.
Kimmy is a solid pick in the current lineup. And I would definitely even put in Phobius. No, they're going for the Lucas. So Lucas is a hero you don't see as often after that energy nerf he got. So it's interesting to see, is it going to be Lucas on the XP lane, Lucas on the jungle? That is where the question comes in. Lucas not a bad pick. I would have personally preferred the Phobius, but as we know, no one likes Phobius, even though he got a skin.
If you want the Phobius, go play Mario Brothers, bro. B-Bell currently showing us Jawhead. When last have you seen a Jawhead on the jungle? Look, I love playing him on roam, but I haven't seen him in a long time on jungle.
Make some noise for yours truly.
Deadly, so interesting. I would say, like, honestly, there was a clip that was shared of one of our squad members, Postbone Malone, doing a very beautiful 4v1 outplay on joy damage. So yeah, it's not something you see as often. It can pay off, but it can also bite you back. But Madagascar going for the CC Balric, so two very strong frontliners. For the side of Madagascar. Take also the Balric out of the equation. So we might see even, once again, the Alpha or even a carry being picked up from SA.
I mean, look, Lucas is still a strong hero, even though he did receive the energy nerf, as we do see Ketsuka does pick up the Roger. But let's get back to the focus point of Lucas. Lucas, he has that good engagement onto the backline. I'm not going to favor him against the CC and the XP lane, but when it's going to come into the team fights, that the beast form and the beast blast coming in from him onto the squishies could definitely pack a blast full punch, as we do see Erithal is removed from this next 5-man series.
Yeah, I mean, Erithal won't have the best of times going up against a CC and a Balric, and you don't want Erithal in the hands of Mbota Power, so good ban overall, and I would like to see Team Madagascar once again just focusing onto Awen's hero pool to get that heroes out and put them in an uncomfortable position, because if they can lock down Awen for that late game damage, they will definitely have an ability.
Yeah, well, look, we let's see how this one does play out. The Belleric onto the roam. Especially against a Kimmy and a Roger double marksman, it's going to be difficult. I mean, especially when that passive is going to get procced constantly with the damage that's going to come through. But let's see how it does play out, as we do see Team SA ladies with their final ban being the Bane.
I definitely don't want the Bane in the hands of Madagascar, but bro, this Balric, now that I think about it, it's so clutch. I mean, Balric and 2 Vengeances on Madagascar's hands. So, Kimmy is not going to have a good time. And this definitely takes out attack speed marksmen also from the hero pool of Awen. Because, I mean, attack speed marksman is Balric's favorite dream and their own worst nightmare. So, there's definitely a good draft coming out from both teams, actually.
Yeah, well, at this point in stage, it is both teams having a good draft. I wouldn't count either of them out just yet, just due to a certain pick or combination, as we do see the Badang was the final ban from Madagascar. So definitely respecting Isla with the Badang.
What would be fun is if they actually put this Roger in the gold lane, take Lucas to jungle, and then pick up the Ruby. That would be something I would like to see. Interesting, not the best draft, but it will be interesting. Completely throwing off Madagascar's idea on where the heroes are going, because they seem to have a current sense that Roger will definitely be going jungle. So if you throw that off and put something like Lancelot into the jungle, that might be a game changer. But I don't know if you only put Lancelot. Ooh, a debut pick on the Atlas.
Please don't. Seriously, don't bring in your curse. No, don't bring in your curse here. I know what you want to do and I know what you want to say. Let's not do this, please. Please don't do this. We want the team to go through, okay? We want that. So just keep that thought to yourself, right? Let's pick up the Atlas. But if I'm going to be completely honest, I would like to see a Granger pick for the side of Team SA, especially with those two Vengeances on the side of Madagascar. Granger would not be a bad pick, as Mbota Power is showing us 1-1 and Wyron with the Alpha. This does conclude their draft, as they did pick up the 1-1 and the Alpha.
1-1 is a solid pick. I mean, the massive amount of damage he has and a built-in Purifier to deal with Atlas. So they definitely need to watch out for that second skill of 1-1 to be able to go towards the enemy team. Because if Atlas throws a Fatal Links and then 1-1 just purifies itself, then that might be the game changer. And also the Rapid Drives being able to counter gauge. So currently, Madagascar has a lot of ability just to counter the Atlas, so they definitely need to watch out where they get the pickoffs from.
Okay, well, look, if I'm looking at this, right, we will be seeing those swap outs coming in from Team SA. Just waiting to see those swap out icons. Oh, yes, there we go. So it's Kimmy into the gold lane. It is Faza into the mid lane. But Lucas into the XP and Roger into the jungle. So this does conclude the final drafting phase of this third and final match. Whoever takes this victory goes through to the next stages. This is a do or die moment. So rally behind your ladies. Hype them up, even though they can't hear you. Let's treat this like it is a rugby match. Support them all the way through. Let's go.
Yeah, bro. I definitely need to mute my mic because I'm going to be shouting at my screen. But nonetheless, this is all from me and Mr. Scarps Genkel himself. As we head into the match, it will be blow by blow, commentated by Mr. Waylander and Master Zag Joe, Mr. Johan.
So, welcome to the stream, everybody. This is it. This is the moment of truth. It's do or die for both teams right now. The draft's looking really interesting. Johan, what are you thinking about the draft right now?
I definitely do like that Faza pick there at the end. I know she's very strong against the Zetian, and I do like that they went with a Kimmy instead of getting another marksman into that draft, especially facing so much engage and frontline.
Agreed. That swap out was an excellent decision there for the side of Team SA. You needed something that plays into the Atlas Fatal Links, so that was that pick. A bit of a contest going around the Litho, Team SA securing it. This Litho, Johan, since the update, is a very vital contest at this moment in time.
It definitely is. It is a bit different in the tournament lobbies, as you still see the wandering ward on that Litho, and not that shootout vision into the jungle. That is something that's a little different from the ranked servers to the tournament lobbies that you might not be totally used to seeing if you're not playing on the tournament lobbies.
Yeah, tournament
but
lobby.
Still very, very important.
Yeah, the tournament lobby is different in so many ways. Not to mention all the skins that's available for you to pick up.
The cosmetic element of playing on tournament lobby is definitely exciting, especially you get to get all of those skins that might hurt your bank with the South African rands.
That is very true. We are heading towards the first turtle of the game, though both the roamers, based on the rotations here, will not get that level 4. Looks like Team SA are trying to prioritize the level 4 onto the Farsa, which I think is not a bad option. I mean, Fatal Links from Atlas is deadly, but that feathered airstrike, the range of it, look at the poke damage there, onto the Belleric, just forcing Belleric away. He is quite low. They may not want to go in for the engage. There's Atlas into the back line there, trying to get the stuns up. Lucas eating everybody alive. First blood going the way of Rose. The engagement continuing as they're trying to chase down. It's going to be the Zetchen with the Fury of the Phoenix, just managing to keep the Madagascan players alive, but that's objective achieved for the side of Team SA.
Yeah, I was keeping my eye on that Kimi running down the river, and I thought that she was almost going to make it in and just covering mid lane, but that seems to have worked out perfectly for this rotate after Turtle.
Oh, and another beautiful pick-off here as they take down the 1-1. And this, into the composition that Team SA has to get these early pick-offs, they've got a bit of a snowball composition. You've got a double MM. I know Roger's a fighter and marksman, but he does play more of a marksman than a fighter. So that and the Kimi, that means if you get your power spikes early, that late game scaling is going to be just that much earlier. You're going to come online and it could be dangerous for the side of Madagascar.
I agree, especially with the draft of Team SA, this early game lead and the bit of momentum that they have. With their draft, they can really snowball this into these engages and fights. Oh, and we see the Atlas coming in.
Oh, there's
the links on them. There's the feather set strike.
Not even the Wrath of Giants. They've seen that Spear of Alpha uses a counter engage. Lycan Pounce comes in from the Roger. He tries to initiate poke damage in here as we are watching the 1-1 make the rotation across. She wants to try to get the crossbow tanks out, but Team SA Fast Fingers managed to reposition. This is looking good so far for the side of Team SA. 3 pick-off kills, and the gold lead is just over 2k at this moment in time.
Definitely, and I think keeping that 1-1 out of the game is a very good priority so far with Akimi, and she's been able to rotate and be more impactful in the early game.
Yeah, it goes, a lot of what's going to happen comes down to what you were talking about. With, oh, there's crossbow tanks coming out here, onto the Kimi, onto the turn, but somehow she manages to survive, somehow, but the Atlas is into the mix, Fatal Links, with the Wrath of Giants coming through, but the stuns in there from Temple Druid on that Farsa is going to take that 1-1 down, and this gives a Team SA the number advantage over the second turtle of the match. But you know, just as you were talking about that Farsa pick, how beautiful it was, that is going to be a counter to the 1-1. If Farsa just times the skills as that as 1-1 tries to go in and get the crossbow tanks up, it's going to give South Africa the advantage to like burst her down.
I agree. I think the mobility on the Farsa also allows them to counter the Madagascar aggressive early games so perfectly.
Yeah. So the Madagascar, as we can see, a bit on the back foot right now. This is the first time in all 3 matches that we've seen South Africa actually establish this early game control. We know how much they love how they play when they do have the early game control. They just set up that snowball kind of style play, very, very aggressive. So in the driving seat right now, but you can't say much until you cross the finish line.
Definitely looks like they're setting up to try and get this first tier 1 tower.
Oh, there's the counter engage coming in. Beautiful Wrath of Giants from the Belleric. Pops the Vengeance. Roger has to disengage here. The Feather Airstrike did come through. Water power on that 1-1. Somehow managing to stay safe. But meanwhile, there's a battle here in the mid lane. Rose on that Lucas. Forcing CC back. Pushes the mid lane in there as Team SA still want to continue for this top lane. There's a lot of poke damage coming out. They force back both the Meow and Crystal Queen on the Belleric. 1-1 wants to try to get the set here onto the Kimi, but Kimi's got that mobility. So that switch up that South Africa made when they swapped out, putting the Kimi on the gold lane once they saw the 1-1 pick was not a bad option for them.
No, I definitely think that's what saved the draft for them, especially swapping in that Farsa instead of going another marksman. The Kimi's definitely coming online early as well.
Yes. And Arwen, especially on that Irithel in the second game, she made some absolute clutch plays. I mean, that was an MVP-worthy performance.
Are we going to see engage here in mid?
Well, South Africa trying to get something set. Got the fatal links up and running, doesn't have the flicker, so just wants to try to zone, create the space that's necessary. There's a 1v1 battle still continuing in here. Oh, Lucas pops the ultimate, he's in the beast form, hits the unleashed beast. Oh, there's the feathered airstrike into the fatal links combination. Curtain call comes out, but not enough to save the team. There's Kimmy, she's into the mix, into the mid lane, as the third and final Iron Cycle Turtle of the match is going to be taken down. Team SA securing all the neutral objectives so far in this game, but can they translate this into turrets? Because Johan, I mean, as much as the kills do help a lot, it's turrets that wins games.
Yeah, that's where the big team gold pot comes from, but it does look like they are pivoting into getting that momentum onto the turrets as well.
Yeah, so they've secured a tier 1 turret here in the bot lane. They're making sure they keep the pressure. I'd like to see a little bit from the Farsa using that bird form to try to get some of that push potential in here. As once more, they are using this rotation movement speed here. They really are trying to focus this 1-1 down, knowing that is where the danger does lie for them in the late game.
I agree. I think if they can get this tier 1 top, this Kimmy can rotate and they can also counter through that jungle, giving them a bit of ownership on the map.
Yeah. Once they, because we're heading in towards the late game very, very soon. It's that map control is going to be very important, as in under a minute's time we'll have the Roar, the first Lord of the game up. And that is something you definitely want to have. Once more, Roger. Oh, there's the flicker step. 1-1, however, second skills to safety. The feathered airstrike is into the mix. The Wrath of Triads locks onto that Atlas. However, Lucas eats the crossbow tanks. He turns around, sets up a mega kill for Kesura on the Roger. There's the poke going in there. Roger with a Lycan pounce. Kimmy, she doesn't want to let them go. They decide, instead of chasing onto that 1-1 to secure a turret, a bit of a trade-off, I would say, as Madagascar, they're going full in. They want to try and take a tier 2 turret. Lucas into the mix. He's a bit low. He's engaging onto the alpha. Pops the Unleash the Beast, just trying to protect that tier 2 turret.
Phenomenal that they could stop that push in that bot lane.
Oh, look at Howard on the Kimmy. As you were saying, Johan, Kimmy is online. They take down the jungler. It's pressure being placed all across the map. And without a jungle, we should expect Team SA to make a quick movement up towards the Roar. 1-1 did trade that off for a top lane turret. So the turrets are fairly even. But Team SA in position to take this first Roar of the game uncontested. Though they try to go for this mid lane push. Oh, there's 1-1, just trying to get the crossbow tanks, but Lucas has the mobility. However, the crossbow tank does come on the Lucas, but he just eats it up. He's just turning around. 1-1 has to retreat. Vengeance comes out. There's the stance. Fatal links into the backline. CC trying to do something. The feathered airstrike into the mix, and look at that from the Farsa. CC trying to take them down low. It's a 2-for-1 exchange. Lucas setting things up for Team SA, but both teams are a bit low, so they can't really go for the contest on this Lord right now. So I think, Johan, it's going to have to be reset, heal up, and then try and get into position once more.
I think a short pause on the momentum, but I don't see that they can contest it, especially with them getting that vision on the Alpha. This is the perfect time for them to strike onto this Lord and get that tower driving going.
Yeah. There's the feathered airstrike zoning everyone away. The Benedict does pop that round of try. There's Atlas, fatal links onto 2. Oh, we see the follower from the team. Kimmy, she's dishing it out onto everyone. Zetian, oh, what a fury of the Phoenix coming up from Zetian. They're trying to chase. Roger has the mobility. Can he escape? But Rose into the backpack. Pops the Unleash the Beast. Going in. Takes down the Zetian. Turn around here for Team SA, as it's a 2-for-1 exchange overall, and they secure the Roar. But can they translate this into towers? That's the big question.
It all depends on what they do with this Roar.
Yeah, it's charging in here as Rose on that Lucas secures a tier 2 turret. Is sticking around though, may not want to do that. pops that vengeance, while the rest of Team SA use the distraction to get into position to take this mid lane turret, and now we're going to see map control going on the side of Team SA. They do have their skills available, minus a couple of spells, but it's really right now it's all about map control, right? You don't really want to push and take any fights unless someone overextends. Like we can see here, there's a lot of tries. It's a 2v3 situation. There's the fatal link setup. Lucas into the mix. They take down 2 double time. Just make that 3 on with the plays on the Kimmy underneath the turret. 1-1 trying to get a defense going as DC wants to try to help clear the way, but there should be all tier 2 turrets in the favor of Team SA. Feathered Airstrike comes out from the Fossa as Team SA are now firmly in the driver's seat. I'm just going to take a quick look at what the items are.
Yeah, bro, this is before the 13-minute mark. We do see Team SA does have that, 12 kill advantage and a 7.4k gold lead. This is looking very good for Team SA at this point, bro. Madagascar hasn't had any really true answers for them since the start of the match. That was beautiful focusing onto the 1-1.
Yeah, it was. There's a lot of pressure being placed. It's still just under a minute to go for this next raw of the match. Could be a game winning moment at this time. Fossa just picked up that holy crystal, so Fossa's got the winter the lightning truncheon, the glowing wand, and the holy crystal. So the damage output from the Fossa right now is going to be insane. Atlas also with the fleeting time, which is rush the fleeting time, which is a bit different, in the 5-man scene. So it's going to be fatal links after fatal links.
I'm going to agree with you on that one. I mean, that fleeting time on the Atlas is a beautiful item to pick up. But look, I do see that the Roger Sky Piercer does already have 50 stacks on it. So Madagascar definitely needs to be very careful with regards to Roger. I mean, he does do damage on tanks, and when he's in his Lycan form, he does take focus onto the squishies, as we do see the Sibilla getting zoned from Lucas. The next roar does go in favor of Team SA. Is this the potential? This should be a closing moment for them if they are able to get this pressure, get those lanes synced up, and get all 3 lanes to pack a punch at the same time and just get that puncture in.
Yeah, this could be the ending angle that Team SA were looking for. But we can't deny the defensive capabilities in terms of the heroes from the side of Team Madagascar. They do have some nice wave clear, but at this time, right, look, I think we need a pause in here. Because Alpha is AFK right now. Okay, no, Alpha is moving. I think Alpha is in a bit of shock in the 3rd game. We call it, we won't call it lag, we'll call it shock.
Oh no, just scouting out the map, bro. As we do see the roar does engage onto the tier 3 turret. However, we do see Team SA currently trying to get this focus onto the tier 1 turret, as we do see Fossa getting the kill onto Zetian. Oh, tier 3 turret taken down in favor of the Wrath of Giants has been committed. Spear of Alpha onto Lucas. Atlas gets that fatal legs onto 1-1 gets taken down by the Unleash the Beast. Lucas coming in clutch, double kill, legendary kill coming in for Roger, and that is game, set, match going in favor of Team SA. GG's, well played.
What a turnaround from the SA ladies. I mean, they put us under a lot of pressure in this first game. We thought something was going to be happening. We thought something was going on, but they managed to turn it around in very dramatic fashion. Johan, I think you were very right when you said they needed a warm-up.
I think that's definitely what it looks like. I think the Madagascar, you do kind of get your composure and your confidence if you have been playing prior to getting into the final. So might have just been that, and it might have also been that they just weren't expecting that early game aggression in game 1 and got caught off guard by them. But these ladies are very, very skilled, and their composure has shone through.
Yeah. So Ketsuka on the Roger picking up the MVP with Team South Africa. 9-0-1. I will say very good positioning on the Roger throughout the course of the match.
Indeed so. And I mean, as soon as the Roger got online, there was literally no stop for that Roger, bro. That Skypierce's stacks just kept on climbing, and just enough what they needed for that follow-up and that follow-through on getting those pickoffs.
Yeah, but what about Rose on the Lucas throughout the course of the match? That repositioning, the engagements, getting into the backline and just causing absolute havoc. I mean, Beluric was landing Wrath of Dryads onto 2-3 people at a time. No one could follow up because Lucas is just there like a werewolf in the backline, just absolutely eating up that backline.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, that Lotus probably wants to scream, Team Jacob!
Are you Team Jacob, Team Edward? What team are you?
Team Jacob.
I see. Yeah. But we didn't mention it, right? But the Isla with those fatal links, which she hit, there was not a single fatal link that was on one person. It was 2 as a minimum, 3 as an average, I would say, in terms of the setups for that on that Atlas.
Oh, and now I can finally glaze that Atlas pick, bro. That was a great pick. It was a bit scary going up against the Wrath of Dryads. 1 minute Purify, Zetin with the ult, but bro, I love an Atlas. I'm an Atlas main actually. So seeing the SA ladies make us proud with the Atlas in the hero pool, it's crazy. And just after we, if you look at the pro scene, I don't know if anyone watched it, but Apex actually picked up an Atlas in the MSC. I was like, bro, that's crazy. So I wonder if there's some thing they took out from the games.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, whenever you have these roamers with these big AoE ults, right? I mean, they're spectacular to look at. They're game-changing, difficult to land under all the pressure that's there. But so Isla doing an excellent job landing that. But I mean, it wasn't just like a 1 or 2 players that shot. It was a complete team performance. Those pick-off kills from Arwen on Kimmy, Dimple Druid on the Fasa with that range. Just, I mean, that pick-off on Setchia basically set up the end of the game.
That did. That definitely did. I mean, just that. I mean, you mentioned it earlier into the match. Just to continue that snowball that they got. But I mean, yeah, bro, that ending was just pretty much just focusing onto the correct hero, and I mean that sealed the deal.
So, both the men and women South African teams going through to the world. Johan, you guys must be proud of the South African boys and girls in the Mlbb scene, doing us proud.
I'm extremely happy so far for these regionals. We are 5-0. Every single one of our teams have won their region. We only have PUBG left on Monday, so hopefully that goes the same way and we can end this regional on a 6-0. And yeah, overall, I would just like to say well done, Team Madagascar. That was a phenomenal show. You guys provided a great challenge. But ultimately, Team SA all the way.
To the victor goes the spoils, as they say. Yeah, but sorry, Lotus. It was both the men's and women's Madagascan teams that really shone. I mean, even the men's match. Granted, South Africa took it. I think it was 3-0 in a clean sweep fashion. But those games could have went either direction, any one of the 3.
But the thing is, with Madagascar putting up such good challenges for Team SA, men and women, I think that is good for the South African team, because from here on out, with all the next teams and next opponents coming, it's only going to get more difficult from here on out. So clean sweeps isn't going to help you get better. It's these difficult teams to deal with that are giving them the skills that they're going to need with the next teams coming up.
Yeah, it's good for the server as a whole, because as the saying goes, iron by iron is sharpened. In order to be competitive, you need to be playing competitively all the time. And as the South African Mobile Legends scene becomes more and more competitive, we will get to see teams, players, individuals start to really shine, and then hopefully go onto the world stage and showcase what they're capable of. Because if we are going to be completely honest, it's the Southeast Asian bloc that dominates Mobile Legends at this current moment in time. Looking at the Filipino teams, Indonesia, Madagascar, I'm saying Malaysia, that are, I'm so used to saying Madagascar, but Malaysia, it's that Southeast Asian bloc. They are on another level right now compared to the rest of the world.
It's not just the best teams in the world. Some of the best players in the world is also from those regions. There used to be one other team from North America, sorry. So used to Africa as well. So North America that used to also put up a punch, but yeah, they won't be featuring anymore due to issues.
Talking about BTK.
Yep. The one, the only Master MOBA Zane himself, bro. Just that oak was the reason I love jungle metas. I mean, I remember the marksman jungle metas. He was unrivaled before Kyrie.
Yeah, well, the jungle, I mean, the marksman meta and the tank and fighter meta is decent at, or good at, like very good at. Once we shifted to the assassin meta, you can see the weaknesses in his gameplay. Because even when he started trying to play a lot of them, you can see it's not within his play style. Like how he's comfortable positioning and engaging. He likes to be a little bit more aggressive, whereas in the assassin jungle, it's all about patience, timing, and obviously mechanical ability.
And that makes a massive difference.
Yeah. Because the thing is, it's also very technical when you play assassin jungles, because you don't just get to clear jungle in the same old rotation, same old way. With assassin jungles, you have to really consider who you're up against in the jungle. Is it somebody like how we saw this in the first game? Is it somebody like a Basha? So when Basha is going to be putting pressure on you, you kind of want to rotate in the opposite direction, so that you can at least get a better counter jungle going. Because if you're going to rotate towards the same direction as a Basha is just going to be taking a couple of creeps, not even going to push for the level 4, come in, go for the invade, soak up a bit of pressure, take away the farm from you. So if you rotate in the opposite direction, you can use that faster jungle clear that you have to actually use counter jungling to its full advantage. You know, go across, steal a couple of small camps in safety because they're rotating to the other side of the map. So it's the reason why a lot of people do struggle on these assassin jungles. It's because you have to understand the different styles of rotations that exist in order to make it fully effective.
Yeah, no, look, bro, that is true. But just off screen, the ladies did ask that I just bring something on the stream. Just a special thanks to everyone that did help them prepare and set up for these matches that they brought to our, well, viewing pleasure. So as Team SA ladies, we would like to thank every squad that helped us. And they just want to mention 6 different squads that did help them into, well, setting up into this matches. So special shout out and thank you to going to 1HP Madagascar, a Madagascan team, helping them up with scrims to play here. Soul Society, Exodus, Saint Dynasty, and EQ. So yeah, just pretty much just to continue on that. Without their help, we wouldn't have come so far and done so well. As previously seen, we didn't want to be the same type of players SA would send, but we wanted to be better. So ladies, from my side, and I'm sure I'm speaking on behalf of everyone, you ladies came through and, well, pretty much dominant matches. just the one L that you took. But hey, look, there's a first time for everything, and took us into a best of 3 series. So very much thank you for that.
For all the hard work that you have been putting in, right? And it's so nice to hear them shout out all the people that helped them along the way, or at least in terms of their training to get to where they are. I will say this much: the training you put in is very, very evident in the way you are playing. Fingers crossed as you're heading into the Worlds later on in the year. Well, we do have Johan with us, and when he knows, we'll know when everything is going to happen, and when we're going to bring you this exciting matches as South Africa go onto the big stage, the grand stage, and hopefully, no, not even just hopefully, I'm saying hopefully as if we don't have the belief and confidence that you ladies will do extremely well on the world stage.
Yeah, I think going to that final event, that is an experience that you can't buy as a player when you go to these world final events as a participant. So I'm looking forward to going over with all of the teams. This year we've got a massive squad. So far it's 26 people that'll be going towards the Worlds from who's qualified already. So I'm looking forward to that. It could be South Africa's year to dominate, as we're going to be there in every single title almost. So I'm very excited. We should have the info around the 30th of July. When I know, you guys will know, the players will know, and then the real preparation starts.
So they do have some time before that's going to happen, so we'll expect to see the players buckle down, heads down, nose to the grind, and I mean, you can't just rest back on the good performances. Qualifying is excellent, but it's all about how well you're going to be doing in the Worlds. But we, as a country, as a nation, we'll all be rooting for all of them, and hopefully they make SA proud, which I'm sure they will do. We just, like as you said, we just got to wait for the PUBG to get into the mix as well. I'm excited to see what's going to happen on Monday. I know we've got a very, very strong PUBG scene here in SA. You know, as we are involved in some of the streaming for a lot of the tournaments coming up for the SA teams. So, you know, I'm just hoping that South Africa clutches it out. And they should. They really do have some crack players for Team SA.
There's a bit of an interesting angle for the IESF regionals for PUBG as well. All of the matches are played on the Nigerian server. So the teams like Egypt and Tunisia does have a bit of a latency handicap compared to us, where we should be on around 70 ms and they should be getting around 140, 150. Traditionally, with the IESF, you have seen that Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco teams being in the top 4. We had a tournament earlier this year for PUBG and the boys finished, I think, 4th. So we don't know exactly what the amount of slots are that go towards the world final. It could be 2 or 3 from the African regional traditionally it's about 2 or 3 slots. So with Egypt and Tunisia a bit handicapped, it'll be very exciting to see if the boys can squeeze their way into that top 3, top 2 slots and improve on their previous placements and possibly make it to Worlds.
Yeah, PUBG is one of the extremely competitive scenes. It's one of the older games out there. It's the OG of battle royales. So you know, I mean, people have been playing this game for decades right now. So the skill level on it is extremely high. It's very, very competitive.
So in the OG players, shout out there for those knowing PUBG when it was back, it was a mode on H1Z1 before it became PUBG itself. That was the good old days.
Yeah, Plato stating, I remember H1Z1, bro.
but don't you think about, if you think about it, right? A lot of the best games in the world came out of something else completely, like Dota 2, for instance. I mean, for those of us who are part of the whole Blizzard fanboy club back then, I'm not talking about Blizzard now, and I don't want to get into the Blizzard scene now, right? We'll leave that on the back burner for another day. But Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne, that gave us the birth of Dota 2.
Offense of the Ancients. OG.
Yeah. And that spawned League. League of Legends, which spawned Mobile Legends. It just goes back. And it just goes to show sometimes the best ideas, the most creative ideas, actually doesn't come from some AAA gaming company. It could be somebody sitting on their couch at home. It's like, oh, this seems like a cool idea. Let me just try and get something going. Like the guy who programmed Angry Birds.
You just had to. So seeing that we're busy, we will not give gratitude to Gardenscape's Candy Crush and those other ones.
I'm not going to lie, bro, but the oak that invented Candy Crush was a mastermind. I mean, it's knowing what your audience is. All the tunnies at home without Wi-Fi, just playing all the Candy Crush and Gardenscapes and Lotus also, and then knowing your audience and catering to that and making a nationwide game. I mean, it's always at the top of the most downloaded games ever for a reason.
Yeah.
Well,
it actually
I don't know what reason, but for a reason.
It's actually the most downloaded.
Do you know how difficult the levels get?
No, we don't know. We do not know, and we will never know.
There are some YouTube videos to even show you how to beat the level, because some people can't beat it on their own. That's how difficult it gets.
No way. There's YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I think there's a level. I think it's the one in the 3000s, either level 3000s or level 4000s. One of the stuff I had to try around 20 times faster level.
I think you could have learnt a new language by the time you get to level 4000 in Candy Crush.
I'm around level 7000.
Yeah, and here I was complaining the whole day about Elden Ring.
You got slaughtered in Elden Ring. I watched that. He'd be trying to 1v1 a giant and gets two-shotted to oblivion. That was hilarious.
But that's the fun of Elden Ring, right? Or any of the From Software games. Basically the tutorial or the online videos that you get to watch can be summed up in 2 words. Get good. You can watch how much videos you want to watch. You gotta go and get good. You gotta grind, you gotta die enough times. But those people who do those no-death runs, right? Oh my goodness. I don't know how they do it. I legitimately don't know how.
Bro, that's another set of skills. And then you get crazy people that do these challenges. I watched a video last night, actually, of an Elden Ring player that did the whole run on a piano keyboard.
Oh, I've seen those ones. Or that Guitar Hero ones. And I'm like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? I can't just play it with normal mouse and keyboard here. What are you doing?
So just to one up that, right? After Guitar Hero, they brought out the game called Rocksmith, right? Where you actually needed to play with a guitar, bro. I mean, how that game didn't blow up into the atmosphere, I don't know.
Just a side note, did you guys see the poll results? Because it's perfectly split into thirds, and it basically outlines the score of the series.
Yeah, whoa, 67 to yeah. But, strangely enough, right, this is the first time that we've had the poll drop below 90% in SA's favor.
I did see a lot of the Madagascar supporters in our stream. I think it's because we were the only stream for this game. But yeah, phenomenal to see everyone on here, and I think definitely the most exciting Mobile Legends that we've seen in the regional so far.
Yeah, definitely so. But anyway, I got so sidetracked talking about every other game under the sun instead of what we were streaming here. But for anybody, or for those of you still here listening in, you can see we're gamers at heart. I mean, this is our, not just something we do, it's just a passion. We really love games, and we really love Mobile Legends, and we really love South Africa. So all of those things got to meet in one night in one place, and we will have more of this. And a big shout out to the MSSA. Once again, thank you for the privilege of allowing us to showcase these games, South African teams, and to the IESF for setting up these regionals and then the worlds as well. So big shout out to both the organizations. We look forward to what you're going to be bringing us in the future.
Likewise, thanks, and from MSSA, a massive thanks to the entire Waylanders squad. This has been a phenomenally fun week going through all of these regionals, and hopefully we'll see you on Monday.
Yeah. And with that, Scouts Giggle, if you want to shout us out, I know you're ready. You got that best, the best rugby T-shirt right in the country. Let me just put that out there.
Thank you, bro. No. It's not a joke at the end of the stream, right? Just looking at the panel here, right? I know there's 3 people that actually watches rugby, and the other 2, yes, your live name and shame. I know Lotus doesn't watch the rugby, and I know O'Shrooms, he doesn't give two pennies about sports. So, nonetheless,